In this video, we're going to take a look at the dihybrid cross. So that's when you cross two traits at the same time. So you look at the probability of getting curly hair and blue eyes, for instance. So experiments that explored only one type of trait are called monohybrid crosses. So you're looking at seed color or seed shape if you're thinking of peas. Those are the examples that Gregor Mendel was exploring. Experiments that explore two inherited traits at the same time are called dihybrid crosses. So maybe we're looking at the seed color and the seed shape. So Gregor Mendel explored various traits in pea plants. He looked at their seed shape, whether they were smooth or wrinkly. He looked at seed color. Seeds can be green or yellow. He looked at the height of a plant. He looked at flower color, and so on. And in his experiments, Mendel concluded that different characteristics are inherited independently of one another. And he called that the law of independent assortment. So you don't inherit seed shape and seed color in the same way. Each of them are controlled by different alleles on different chromosomes. So let's look at an example. So in humans, brown eye color or darker eye pigmentation is dominant to blue, so big B over little b. And curly hair, we're going to represent that with big A, is dominant to straight hair, little a. So our job is to predict the phenotypic outcome if two parents who are heterozygous for both traits have children. So they're both going to be big B, little b, big A, little a, and then they're going to have children. And we want to know what the outcomes are going to be. For these, we're just going to look at the phenotypic outcomes because these Bunning squares get quite large, as you'll see, rather than list all the different genotype combinations there could be. I've drawn this one out already just to make it easier. So the parent genotypes, like I said, are both the heterozygous. So the mom is big B, little b, big A, little a, and the dad is big B, big A, little a. So the way you figure out the possible gametes is you use something known as FOIL. You would have used that in math. So first, outer, inner, last. So the mom could give a big B and a big A. So that's the first one. Or a big B and a little a. Big B, little a. Or the little b, big A. Or little b, little a. So every gamete needs to have a B and an A. So the mom could either give two big letters, so big B, big A, big B, little a, little b, big A, or little b, little a. And the same thing with the dad. So big B, big A, big B, little a, little b, big A, or little b, little a. So as you can see, the test cross is a lot bigger. So now we need to have 16 cells instead of 4. So we're going to fill this on out. So we've got, I'll pick my color. We have, the first cell is big B, big B, big A, big A. Big B, big B, big A, little a. Big B, little b, big A, big A. Big B, little b, big A, little a. The next row, we've got big B, big B, big A, little a. We have big B, little a, little a. We have big B, little b, big A, little a. Big B, little b, little a, little a. And then the next row, we've got big B, little b, big A, big B, little b, big A, little a. We've got little b, big A, little b, big A, little a. And our last row, big B, big A, little a. We've got big B, little b, little a, little a. Little b, big A, little a. Little b, little a, little a. There, we've got it all filled out. To make it a little easier, what I did was I color-coded everything. So now we have to count up all the different phenotype options. So we can have brown-eyed curly hair, And there's actually 9 combinations of that. So they have to have at least one big B and one big A. So there's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 brown-eyed curly hair kids. Now we'll switch over to blue-eyed curly hair. So to be blue-eyed, you have to have 2 little B's, and curly at least 1 big A. So there's 1, 2, 3 outcomes like that. So 3 blue-eyed curly hair. Then brown-eyed straight hair, you'd have to have at least 1 big B and 2 little A's. So 1, 2, 3. So 3 of those. And then to have blue eyes and straight hair, you have to have 2 little B's and 2 little A's. So there's only one option for that. So the phenotypic outcome is 9 to 3 to 3 to 1. And that ratio is constant anytime that you cross 2 dihybrids. So 2 people that are hybrid for both of the traits. So we'll do another example. In this case, we're going to look at horses. So in horses, black color, big B, is dominant, and chestnut color, little b, is recessive. A pacing gait, big T, is dominant over a trotting gait, little t. So a heterozygous black pacer is crossed with a chestnut trotter. What are the possible genotypic and phenotypic ratios of the offspring? So the first example, they said they were heterozygous. So big B, little t, little t is being crossed with a chestnut trotter. So little b, so that's homozygous recessive. So there's the 2. So those are the parents, and the gametes are, for the first one, we could have big B, big T, big B, little t, little t, or little b, big T. The other one is all going to be little b, little t, because they're homozygous recessive for both the traits. So now we're going to fill in our Punnett square. So big B, big T, little t, big B, little t, little t, little b, big T, little t, and all little. Big, little. And that's going to be the same for all the rows. So you could fill it all out, or you could just put these ditto marks to show that they're all the same, like so. So now let's look at the outcomes. So 25% of the time, you're going to have big B, big T, little t. 25% of the time, you're going to have 2 little b's, a big T, and a little t. 25% of the time, you're going to have little b, little t. And 25% of the time, you're going to have big B, little t, little t. So now we'll look at the phenotypes. Those were the genotypes. So 25% of the time, you should see a black pacer. 25% of the time, you should have a chestnut pacer. 25% of the time, you should have a chestnut trotter. And 25% of the time, you should have a black trotter. So there's a second example of a dihybrid cross.